Jai Shri Jagannatha. Jai Shri Sai. I'm happy to be here. I feel prompted to speak in Oriya, but I will not because everybody cannot understand. It's quite eerie. And people have come from all over, UK, Canada, and all the places. Many states here, Odisha, and all. I tell you some important things. Please ask the children to be quiet, because I have exact precise time. We have done Sri Jagannath and Sainath. Jagannath is the root culture of Odisha. Why is Jagannath important? The moment Jagannath comes, one of the dhams come of Shankaracharya. Shankaracharya has created 4 dhams: Badri, Kedar, Kachi and Dwarka and Gujar area, Gujarat. Dham is important. A mandir and dham and tirtha and pura, they are different words, can be used. Dham means Jagannath Dham is the most sustainable and pure. The crowd comes there about 10 lakh to 40 lakhs. The entire civilization of Puri is just Jagannath. Entire Odia culture is Jagannath, and every born Odia is necessarily a Jagannath. Please understand that. 12th century to today, continuing. Before that, for Telugus, it must be a revelation to the Odias also. Kalinga Empire did not mean Odia Empire only. 50% Odisha, 50% Andhra. Visakhapatnam, Kalingapatnam, Srikakulam, Chikkod, they are all of the Kalinga Empire. Kalinga Empire was not necessarily Odia culture, it was a combination. And there were seafaring people, started going from 2nd century BC to various places till 16th century to Malaysia, Bali, Java, Sumatra. So when they went there, they carried the name of the places. Malaya Shabda is Odia Sanskrit Shabda, Malaya Deepa. Balu means Bali. A few words that were in use in Odia is in Bali. Like a bow, we say mother, they use a bow. Intercultural activity like what we are doing here is the essence of survivability of human race. If a person is not mixing with anyone, standing in a side observing, he is not grown developed. There is something wrong with the psycho. It is instinctive, natural for people to mix with others and communicate. With the moment a child is born, it communicates. With the child will communicate through a cry. A thief will communicate through a lie. Whatever the methodology. So we have got the communication systems. In the Sainath Peeth there is a combination of everything. And in Jagannath Dham, everybody is. Shankaracharya came, Shatadu, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came from Navadvip, Bengal. Hongkor Devo came from Assam. Nanak Deva comes there. Madhvacharya comes to Western Ghat of South. So it is a combination of it. I am very happy to see the pickup of the songs, they are exact Odia on occasions. Some of them, one that whom the thing is about 700 years old. Somebody done good selection. So when you are thinking of universality, inclusiveness will come only either we are the psychological or we have a lot of ego. We will be exclusive. Nobody is exclusive. The social instincts in us, psychological and instinctive social instincts, even economic independence, even political sustenance, social sustenance, depends on inclusiveness. That is same with the animals, the ants who have a job to do without communicating in our language, they call it. So, we'll have a, Bhumibhai has done a Guru Bhagavata. What is Guru Bhagavata? I was telling yesterday. It is the theory of common gurus from time, a few thousand years, that will practice to grow their disciples. I have spoken much of it. And I am very sure that it has grown very wide. Very. Odisha about 72 temples of, I think, the Telugu area 40, Lulu, Sulu, everywhere. And Kerala is there, even Kanyakumari also we have a temple. Nagari, main temple. Hyderabad, main temple. And any number of temples are other side. The first temple was Chennai. Thank God, Chennai has always been the leading that way. So it is all culture. In all states of India, it has there, but I think we're going for Northeast now. So it is a matter of learning. What do you like actually? What is the... Our generation is more ornamental. Sometimes with ornamental lines. The present generation is very straight. Maybe with unpalatable sentences, but they are straighter. We did with ornamental and ornamental lines to manage the situation. So time is coming, the communication system, the world is changing. Direct methodology, one-to-one. There can be a... Because I tried writing, asking the artificial intelligence to produce a particular sentiment. It produced language, but could not produce the sentiment. It is impossible for the artificial intelligence to produce the sentiment. No. It would approximate Mr. XYZ in some words, but it is not able to. That sentiment though, that you feel exactly, that is the limitation. I think my professor really with that. Perhaps he has tried it enough. So let's be futuristic. What is the future of these movements that you are doing? We are doing for us. Obviously, I am 80, so you are around. You are also for the children. And what does children mean? Not only your child, but the generation. Because they also will group. How much knowledge make a test, one professor will take it. A boy of up to 5 to 15, let's take. How much they learn, the copied their theory from home, how much from the television and all that, and how much they copied from the peer group, their friends. If you can make an analysis, how much they take from their friends, how much from the school, how much from the family, how much to society, the result will be in the core understanding of things. You will be surprised to know that 50% they take from their friends and with them communicate with. Let us accept it. And that is what I had already asked the question to someone and I got the answer. So, spiritualism is nothing in the heaven. Heaven is, you are thinking over all that. Spiritualism lies in expanding the spirit. If we can expand our spirit to absorb a bit others and do a little for others, that can perhaps be better spiritualism than thinking of Sahasra Sishra Purusha Sahasra Sahasra. That's why I'm not speaking of Sanskrit at all. I'm a Vachaspati Sanskrit, like a lecture, but I'm not. Because people don't understand. People understand simple. No mother tells the child with high Sanskrit slokas. It is simple words, touch, feeling, looks. What did the saints do? What did the mother do? 5 equipments they use. The mothers use 5 equipments. One is sweet look, one is sweet touch, one is sweet smell, one is sweet food, the milk. So these normal things are used in a balanced way. That is what the mother is, and empathetically. With empathy, not for nobody makes a history how much I did for my child and why the child did not return. No, that's not it. That characteristic is with Baba. That's why we are accepting it, and Jagannath theory is that. Jagannath is for poor. There is many number of theories how he looked after people of the poorest category when caste culture was very strong in Odisha. And then somebody could not even have the courage to go near the Rath. But the Rath stopped because he offered a coconut. Rath stopped in the coconut Christian. These are the theories, many of them are here. So that is why we are here. Guru Bhagavad is already, I think, 10th and 11th, 10th I have written, 11th I am writing, I write to 11th only volumes. This year I come because I have done it, I am done this year. So that will come. The last volume will contain about Jagannath story, after all this story, whatever we are doing. And by experience with all of you, by contact with you, thinking with you, talking with you, your emotions, you could think, somebody thinks I don't get devotion, somebody says I says dream, somebody says why is not Baba doing like this, what is the Kaya Jagannath fellow doing, all those things, complaints and love and queries and listening to all this I have been hearing. For 1,000, I see about 1,000 people every Thursday and Sunday in the temple. So I have got an idea how do human minds work in relationship to spiritualism. And people say, I want to, people, why do you only ask for attraction is the main thing. Akarshan and Vikarshan, they are two powers in this world. You are attracted, you are counter attraction. The whole world is attraction to attraction. Spiritual attraction is the one of the highest. And let me tell you, the highest spiritual attraction is child and mother. There is no God attraction more than that. It cannot be. Because child, because God has not produced a child. It made the medium of those characteristics of tolerance, sacrifice, forgiveness. That's of the child. If the mother thinks that the child is not reciprocating equally, the nature of the child, they may not be able to reciprocate equally. Let us not think of love of X to Y, and it should be Y to X or Z. It cannot be. That's what is the mistake. I think many of the questions will be solved. We want an equal and opposite Newton's law. Newton's law is fine in the science, but in emotional world it is not that. Equal and opposite reactions to love and other things is okay there. Even Newton's law doesn't work fully when it goes to consciousness. Law of matter, that is Newton's law is law of matter. Matter means gases, solid, liquid, or a combination thereof. And that's what it is. But when you go to the movement of ionized particles in the space, you come to E/mc square of Einstein, a different formula. They cannot be equal. So when you do consciousness, the formula cannot be either of these two for motion. There is something else. And a part of that else is with mothers. That's why human beings, creatures grow. Even animals, you see the way they react instinctively with the kids is fantastic if you observe that. Who has taught a calf to run birth and then start running instinctively? No. So all the spiritualism that you see, they are all parts of spiritual spirit of us, with us, around us, operating. That's my thing. So I like the religion which has prayers for request and the prayer for thanksgiving. I don't want to name the religions. Two things they do. They pray. When they get it, they go for thanks. That's a good system. You must know what I am meaning to you. So, thanksgiving means I have got something which I worked for. I got it. And worst happened, but not as much worse. It could have happened, I don't think it. We make ourselves as the center of the universe, without any association with others. I think we are the center of the universe, so every happiness should fall. When a good thing comes to us, we think it is our kabiliyat. When a bad thing, blame the neighbor or the neighbor's wife or the God. Something is done wrong there. Put a mischief in the book in your house front. One who realizes that both are by law of nature which you do not know. You call it a Bhagavan or Ishwar, Brahma, whatever, law of nature which are yet to find out. But things are happening. Things will happen. And be thankful for what we have got. Then one goes, it's the first step for spirituality. To thank for what we have got. Unless that comes, the rest will never come. A house, the Guru Bhagavata written like yesterday, is like a laboratory of qualities. A child loves their mother or loves their he learns how to be grateful to the person who is sacrificed most. Their father also. If he does not learn that laboratory, where else he will learn it from? Tolerance, you see the mother, how much they tolerate of the father. He should not learn it. You want him to learn it in the market, in Costco. Over market. Purchase it. So that is what the society is again a laboratory. Like what you are doing is a laboratory. You are experimenting with certain emotions and certain thought processes. That is what it is. So it is better to examine one's own thought process. Without looking at somebody else's thought process, how bad and how good, how critically. One's soul is like I was telling like a professor, like I am a teacher. I must always revalidate my own thoughts before I give to children, students. So we should also revalidate our own thought. If it is going correct or not in a changing time. And that's where spiritualism comes. It doesn't come much with the speaking of mantras which you don't understand. Much of we don't understand, the repetition of words. Not bad to keep up the tradition, we should keep the tradition. But a tradition kept up with a substantial understanding gives lesser impact to the next generation. It's okay. Do the puja part and do 108 gurus and all that, that's okay. But believe me, I know with the experience of being saints, others, that 108 full flower is not necessary. That's a show off. You can give the money. Some people don't have. They can give one flower, and that also stolen from somebody's background, given by somebody. That is not accepted if the heart is clear. So you will find a lot of such examples in Sai Baba's case, Sri Jagannath, for now thousands of years it is going on. That's all I have to say. You have joined together for a purpose. If you don't like, don't be there. Don't force yourself. It's not a political, socio-economic situation. Don't be there, but don't get into unnecessarily gadar because you do not like something, but in the majority like that will go through definitely. So it is not a social circle to come and talk about Khacha Goya. No, this is not a Khacha center or Khati. No, in Odisha Sudasa. So this is center for to keep priority. Somebody has built it with Mehnat. Thank you very much, Gaurav and your family and others associates. I can take the names. Those who have come here and standing in this khara, and then participating in whatever way, little way, not necessarily he is equal to. Nobody can be the same as anybody else. He may be slightly similar, but cannot be the same. So potentially. So the typical theory of the leftism state, in the leftist theory, one of the good state of is in a state, all are equal. So each human being as citizen should give according to his capacity and should receive according to his needs. This was a fundamental principle of leftism. Each must contribute to the state or each must contribute to the institution according to capacity and receive according to need. It cannot be same. That's what the theory. With these things, with these words, I'm very happy to be here and seeing old faces and some new faces too, and seeing that the next generations have come up so well. Encourage them to come up because after 40 years, when you go, then you will find what is your footprint, what is the human footprint in time is the next generation. Two things, their creativity that contribute to society and the next generation, their living behind to contribute working the path. That is what exactly I mean. And your food has been very good, but unfortunately I can't eat the food. Thank you very much for all this stuff. And Tabla Master, Dhol Wala, whosoever is been doing, goodbye. And we'll have more occasions. I think we have a function today in the evening with these words. Thank you all. May Sri Sai, may Sri Ram bless you.